Is it okay to call a dog it?
Unless you know the gender.
I prefer they, them.
Yeah. Z.
Zim, Schlam.
Oh, I did that. I did.
I naturally go to calling a dog he, and if they're like, oh, it's actually a girl, I'm like, no, alright, she.
I always ask,
No,
what's I say what's its name, or what breed, and then what's its name, and then if it's a male name,
what's
or if it's
his
a
or her
female
name?
I usually try to stay away from the
Or
dog.
what's their name? What's their name?
Are
What's the
you
dog's?
are you allergic to dogs?
No.
You don't like dogs?
I mean, I like them. I'm just like, I've always been scared of them.
You piece of shit.
Andrew,
Because
you're
I was-
cats, right?
There's like something that happened to me
Or
that
yes.
like instilled a fear.
There's a lot of people like
No,
that.
I don't have like a deathly fear of dogs. Like if
Yeah.
I see a dog and it's like being sweet to me, I'll like pet it and stuff and I'll
Sure.
like play with it. But I'm not like overly excited to see a dog like a lot of people would be.
I don't understand how anyone can fuck with small dogs.
Fuck
Small
you.
dogs
You are such a
suck.
fucking piece
I
of
hate
shit.
small dogs.
They
You
suck
guys
so
fucking-
bad.
You guys suck so bad.
I don't like them.
What the fuck, guys? Okay, no, hold on. I have a little Bichon Havanese. Whatever.
That is the gayest thing I've ever seen.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of the SuScast. My name is John,
I'm Zane.
Andrew here.
I'm Nate.
and our special guest today is a special guest that we've been trying to get on the show for quite a while now, and finally, scheduling conflicts aside, we've got him on. It's a Mr. Will. Hello, Will. Welcome to the SuScast.
Hi, thank you.
Tell us about yourself, Will. Do you like long walks on the beach and classic rock?
Those appeal for sure. I wouldn't judge my character based off that. but-
Solely that.
Right.
I would.
He really likes to sit away from the mic.
far away. Let's get closer.
Yeah, make as much noise as possible. You are literally okay.
Anyway, we're going to get right into our pizza review for this week. Fellas, we just, maybe not enjoyed, maybe ate, consumed, ROCCO'S Pizza, which is located at the Kaleidoscope Center, right off the 5 freeway. What do we think? What's the consensus?
I got qualms.
Qualms. You got qualms?
Yeah.
It's a good word.
If I could go first, I mean.
Go for it, Nate.
First-
By the way, Nate's back on the podcast, everybody.
Yeah,
We brought him
second
back.
time around. All right. First of all, about this pizza, I feel like they way overdid it on the cheese. It was like a pool of cheese on a crust that was actually pretty good. The bread was great, I have to say, but I think the cheese,
Good crusty.
the cheese like overpowered the sauce and everything else, and it was just too much. It was just like a giant melted string cheese.
I gotta disagree. Like, I'm the complete opposite. I actually liked the cheese. I was not a fan of the crust. It wasn't burnt. It wasn't, whatever. There just wasn't a whole lot of flavor to it, and it was for a thin New York slice. It was actually kind of thick, and I don't know. It just didn't bode well.
Okay, I think we can agree it lacked in flavor.
Yes,
It
I would agree.
Very
with
much didn't have
Yeah.
any flavor.
Yeah.
Like John was saying, I love when there's like a lot of cheese on the pizza and it's just like coming right out of the oven and it's like falling off. Like it had a good flop, it had potential, but the bread didn't taste like anything. It kind of tastes like cardboard in a little bit.
Yeah.
Like from start to finish, starting to eat the pizza from like the very tip and shit. Good cheese, some good flavorings at the first bite, and then when you get towards like the end of the crust, it kind of loses its drive.
It's just like stale bread.
Yeah.
towards the end. Yeah.
That's what I thought. It was like stale bread.
The engine started to sputter for you.
Yeah.
It did. Like even like just eating the crust.
We were stalling.
Like I like crust.
Something wrong with the gasket.
Right.
but this crust like lacked something. It didn't really have much of a taste. I was like I had to force myself to eat it.
Yeah.
And I noticed John didn't really eat his crust.
I did not. I chose not to. I just wasn't a fan. We should also mention what happened beforehand, before we even the pizza table. Would anybody like to explain our whole situation with
I'll do
waiting?
it. So, we order our pizza, right? And we go outside because it's a little small inside of ROCCO'S.
Yeah.
It's not...
It's a little warm too.
It's a little warm, small. It's not the best atmosphere. It's very, very pizza parlor-esque.
You
but-
can like feel the
but we-
grease in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, not to knock it that hard on the inside, but it's just like, it's nicer on the outside. It's
Yeah.
it's a good late
It's-
summer evening.
It's in a little courtyard kind of area. It's in an outdoor mall.
Their location's good.
So we're sitting outside and we're just talking. We're all having conversation, and we get a begrudging woman walking out with us with the pizza, and we're like, "Oh, well, our pizza's here." And she just says, "I've been calling you guys I've called you guys 30 times and for the pizza, and you guys didn't get it. All right, enjoy." And she like walked away. And I'm just like, you couldn't, in my head, I'm just thinking, you couldn't be fucked to walk 10 steps over to hand us our
It's
pizza.
literally out the door. Like,
Yeah.
it's right outside.
And you had to walk out with attitude. Like, you
She
ain't
was-
got that much shit to do in there. There ain't people lining up
You
like,
don't have a
asking
whole
for
lot of
pizzas. Like,
responsibility.
you don't have, and for the customers you do have, I'm not sure if it's good to sound a little annoyed with
Yeah,
your profit margins.
She was genuinely like frustrated
Yeah.
with us.
There was-
That's the thing. Like, it was on us. I think a little just because like we weren't waiting inside.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like as an
There's 5 of
employee, you don't just
Never
walk
say
out
that to
and
a
you're like,
customer.
I've been calling your guys' name
30
you know?
times.
Yeah.
30 times, dude.
Well, it's
It was a
rule.
Mexican lady,
You
but
could make it sound nice.
Yeah.
Like, you could just say, "Come on, guys, I'm calling your name."
Yeah, make it
Right.
joking.
Yeah.
Be social
A
with
jovial
us.
manner.
Yeah.
It's
But
just
no.
like, well, okay, here's fucking cause and effect. That happened, and now we're talking about it on a podcast. Like, that's what happens
Right.
when you talk to customers or treat customers that way.
you get exposed.
And exactly. And
Let's
I'm not,
see what happens to their stock margins tonight, boys.
like, I'm not trying
I'll
to
tell
sound
you
like
what, I'm selling. I'll tell you what.
I'm not trying to sound like some privileged Orange County, I need my pizza hand delivered to me, asshole. But it just, I don't know, it didn't feel right. It doesn't sit well.
Right.
But
Another thing, I don't know, unrelated. I was in San Clemente. I had an eye exam today, and so I went
yeah.
to San Clemente, and I ate at this Peruvian place, and there was a ballpark pizza that next to this Peruvian place in San Clemente. Did you know there's a ballpark pizza? It's
you
right-
ate at Inca Mama's?
Yes, I ate.
What'd you think?
I love that.
Inca Mama's is amazing.
It was.
Wait, what'd you
Their
Yeah, what'd you
bread-
get? What'd you get? Their bread and the
Their
little
bread
sauce?
and that freaking sauce was
Holy shit.
delicious.
It's so
It
good.
was so good.
Inca Mama's is so good.
Wait, but
I peed all over the
oh my god. What'd you get though? Like
Yeah.
the main.
I got a chicken breast with a sun ravioli with a pesto sauce.
Stop talking like that. Jeez. I mean, it's funny like every 10 minutes? Not every word.
We just lost
You
half our audience.
You get
Yeah, they're all gone.
Now there's only 3 people listening.
This is my normal voice.
So was the chicken breast good?
Make me cry.
Yeah, so it was like a big pancake ass chicken breast
Yeah.
on top of some pestoed, not ravioli, but like pasta.
Yeah.
And I got some potato with a yellow custard.
Oh,
on it.
did you get the potato chicken pea salad thing?
No.
Oh my god, it's divine. It's so good.
But yeah.
Oh my god, it's divine. I know. As soon as I said that,
Do
I
you
was
get
like,
God
Inca Cola?
God tier.
What?
Do you know what Inca Cola is?
No.
It's like a Peruvian soda.
Oh yeah.
don't.
And it's golden.
It's like a
I
cream
don't.
soda.
No, but it tastes exactly like bubble gum.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's really weird.
That sounds.
drink soda.
It was good.
I
I'm
can't-
just saying, like for the ethnic experience.
I can't actually
Then
eat.
I just get.
Get one.
Just get bubblegum.
Actually,
You were gonna censor it out anyway. So
I feel like any food that is flavored like bubblegum is a lot harder to like eat
medicine.
and swallow
Yeah.
because your body is just so trained to don't swallow this.
I actually, that's so funny. I just saw a commercial from 1987 for I think it was Bazooka Joe. They had a soda. They had a brand of soda, and they had regular and diet. And the commercial's really funny. I'll link it in the description because it's this kid walking into this 50s diner. It's very, very 1987.
Well, real quick, Inca Mama, if you're listening, your fucking employees
the actual
were
Inca
playing
Mama.
goddamn cards instead of getting our check.
Wait, really?
They were playing cards in the back. They were literally they were goldfish.
Wait, was this in Toledo?
Legit?
They was
Yeah, it's the one
it's
by the
La
Ralphs.
Plata.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a guy that works there.
Oh, really?
He's literally like
Well, I don't know him. He went
It was
to
super slow
my middle
and-
school.
Okay.
And my
like when they come up not to be when they come up to you they're nice, but if I'm literally one of 3 people there, how does it take me 10 minutes to see your face?
Yeah.
Remember that one time we went to Riptide, and we were the only people
Yeah,
in there.
we're the only people there, and somehow I'm not seeing you every 5 minutes.
No,
Yeah.
and this guy, this waiter with a ponytail, just comes up to us, and he's like, "How was everything?" And we're like, "Good," and we've already been waiting for like half an hour, and all we got was fried rice because their fried rice is amazing. And then we're like, "Oh, can we have the check, please?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, right away."
Took 20
Took
goddamn
20 minutes for him to walk back and get no one
and
else
there's
was there.
no one in
No.
there. Like, what are you doing?
And this is Riptide, which is directly across from ROCCO'S.
Nobody
at the
complains that
Kaleidoscope.
you helped me too much.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I didn't want to bother. Like, bitch.
Quality employee.
Can't
Actually,
goddamn
sometimes it's a little much when they're refilling your water, like every
Well,
2
they
seconds.
well, I think it was asked.
I need that because I drink a lot of water.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, I do a little.
I can tell
Let me
when
review my pizza.
Yeah, let's do the pizza reveal.
Okay, so it was better than that last place, but not by
TJ's.
a lot. Literally by 0.1. So, Will, what did you think of the pizza?
Number-wise, are we doing numbers? Or are we gonna wait?
Wait, did you describe how you
Just
like?
describe how you felt
first,
He talked about the bread.
First, I thought the bread. So I think I'm starting to realize that crust and bread is super important to me. If
Right.
it's burnt, literally, it kind of ruins most of the pizza for
Yeah.
me. And the crust on this one, though, didn't have that much flavor. Still tasted. Its bread tastes good. You know what I mean? And then combine it with cheese and sauce. And cheese and sauce weren't the most flavorful in the world, but I think it was better than the average pizza. I enjoyed it. I wanted a second slice, but it wasn't in the cards, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
But, because we got to share around here. But if I wanted a second slice, it must have meant that I kind of liked it.
Right.
So, Will, did you talk about it, or?
No, I mean, for me, I've kind of got this image of like the perfect pizza in my head, and I have yet to achieve that.
And you've
but,
worked at a pizza place.
Right. Yeah. No, I have worked at a pizza place. I cooked pizza. I think for the most part, I do enjoy a little bit more fluffy bread. It was kind of just, I don't know, like we talked about before, a little bit cardboard-esque, a little bit kind of stale to my taste.
Will, where'd you work?
I worked at Mountain Mike's in Livermore, California.
We actually have a Mountain
Would you
Mike's.
say? Sorry, go ahead.
But we have a Mountain Mike's in off Lake Forest Drive.
Maybe we'll
So
try
we'll
one day.
we'll definitely review it. one
It's-
day.
Yeah,
it's
Mountain
Will.
Mike's,
Extremely
you
Will.
guys are
Juicy
next.
pizza.
Will, was the pizza you made good?
I'd say it's better than what I ate tonight.
Okay, let's just rate the goddamn pizza.
All right.
All right, I'm coming in at the 6.0, 1 point above the last one at a 5.9.
Nate.
I'm just gonna do a 5.8 because it's there.
Yeah.
It didn't really do much for me,
Yeah.
but it also wasn't that disappointing.
All right. Zane.
I'm still going on the cheese because I really like the cheese off that pizza. It wasn't that good. It wasn't that bad. It was kind of like what we were talking about last time, like sweet cheese or something like that.
It tasted sweet to you?
It tasted a little sweet. I don't know.
like
Yeah,
I didn't.
I didn't think
It
so.
did a little bit to me.
No, I didn't. Like, what are you talking about?
I agree with that. I think
Really?
the sauce has
Let's
something to do
eat.
with that as well.
You never
It
had.
did.
You don't know about sweet pizza?
No.
Eat a California Pizza Kitchen. It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's literally
Yeah,
like
I
you're
agree
eating a
with you.
sugar pizza. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like I don't sound insane when I say that, but anyways, to cut to the chase, I'd say a little bit low average. I don't know. What do you think? Below average?
We already
Fucking-
said what
It's,
we think.
yeah, it's
What
your
do you
rating.
think?
I'm gonna give it a 5. Just
Solid
5.
Very
So that
average.
that's your pizza. That's
True
just
neutral.
pizza to you.
That's just pizza, really.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Right on.
William. What do you think?
I've rolled a couple numbers around in my head, and I'm gonna settle with a 6.5.
6.5.
I've definitely had worse pizza, and I've definitely had better pizza.
Okay. I could say the exact same, but I'm gonna give it a 5.5. It's whatever. It's okay.
Alright guys, so we were all little kids once, and some of us more mischievous than others, but I'm sure we all have some story of when we did something that
Naughty.
yeah, that you know that looking back on it, like, wow, I fucked up. That wasn't very good. And we're going to go ahead and talk about bad things that we did when we were younger. And I'm going to throw it over to Zane, and Zane will start us off.
Well, when I was growing up, and I moved around a lot, so I lived in San Juan Capistrano for a while, and then we moved houses, and I moved to my neighbor, and his name is Bane. So it was basically like Bane and Zane. He was kind of like it was kind of meant to be, really. I think he was in high school at the time, and I was just starting off in middle school. I was like 13 or something.
Bane is that much older than you?
Well, he's like, I think 2 years older than me. I don't know.
Is that his real name?
Yeah, his name's Bane.
He was at the pool party, remember?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's the one who brought the beers. Not the first suit.
More on that on another day.
That's a discussion for another day. My 21st birthday. But anyways, Bane was kind of like that one bad kid on the block.
Ooh.
Like
He had a
seriously.
skateboard.
No.
You didn't wear a helmet. Knee pads were nowhere to be seen.
He peed in the shower.
No, but he was that dude he's like that thrasher dude who'd skateboard, smoke cigarettes,
Whoa.
and his family would actually like host like Christian Christian sing-alongs. I'm not even kidding on
Wait,
that.
Christian what?
Like sing-alongs, like prayer. Like
Oh.
every Sunday or at least once a month or something,
Like
I'd go over there to their house and go pray or something.
Or something.
No.
Pray for
What
Bane.
was that or something?
What was that book called?
Pie in the back.
What was that book we read? I don't remember.
The Quran. So he kind of influenced me. So yeah.
I don't even know what you're gonna say.
In the
so
Christian
this is gonna be new to
manner?
me.
So basically, he kind of taught me everything. He taught me how to skateboard. He taught me how to do cool tricks on Skate 2.
Ooh.
Yeah, he introduced Skate 2 and I forgot what other game, but like he basically was like my bro across the street. So we hung out a lot, and I was doing wrestling at the time, and I'm like, "Hey Bane, is there any way you can help me out with like my running? Because I was a really big fat kid."
Any way you can help me out with wrestling naked with peanut butter?
Where did I put the jelly? Oh, I make the jelly?
I'm glad I said that. It turned out good. Okay, finish. Okay, finish.
I hated my fucking, the person who was living with us. His name was Bill.
Oh, Bill.
I fucking hated that dude. He was a Vietnam vet, and he was a real douchebag. And he kind of like, I'm gonna correlate that with the whole thing where he basically like brought me over to the neighbor's house to do the Christian stuff, and that's why I met Bane. And then me and Bane would just be like, just want to do bad shit all the time. So we go to a local park like right across the street, and we put on like camouflage. I'd put on my mom's camouflage blouse and fucking go out with my friend Bane with all cloaked out in black and camouflage.
Blouse?
That's what he calls.
You're in drag.
No, retard. The long sleeve shirt is called a shirt. No, it's called a blouse, fucker. Anyways. We'd go to the park and we'd flip the fucking the little baseball chairs or something, like the little stands.
The bleachers?
Yeah,
The bleachers?
the fucking
You flip
You picked them up and flipped them?
we flipped the bleachers and we flipped the soccer goals. And
Oh, you little rebel.
and we flipped tables and we like
Oh, we flipped it.
I don't know, I think we like carved in trees or something. Or something. And then
Are you the one that left the razor in my tree?
no, I probably left the shattered glass bottles on the street though.
On my street?
No, on my street.
Oh, okay.
We'd find bottles and like shatter them on the street
Break 'em.
for no reason.
Yeah.
We are dickheads. But one of these raids, we basically came out and I'm like, Bane, wait. He's like, what, man? I'm like, I got shit. So he's
Wait,
like,
you?
yeah, I had to shit.
Oh no.
So
Oh no.
So we're in the middle of the park, and he's like, "Dude, it's dark enough. Just go right there." I'm like, "You sure?" He's like, "Yeah, dude. It'll be funny." So I drop trout and like do like a squatty potty bullshit and fucking I shit in the middle of the field. And
Did you get caught?
well. I'll get into like what happened to that shit
When your
afterwards.
mom
That
did your
little shit.
laundry, did you say, Zane, why is there poop all over your
No,
underwear?
no, it's one of
Shoot
those.
for
It was.
just a
I
wipe.
swear to God, it was one of those miracle shits where like there was nothing.
Oh.
God was
Wait,
watching.
what
over you.
is?
Yeah.
Does Bill come back, or is he done?
He's
with this?
coming back.
Oh,
He's
okay.
coming back in the story.
He just wanted to tell you his disdain
Yeah.
for Bill.
You don't know what I've seen.
But-
Something like that.
Push your face. in it.
But basically, we went out and we went to this one neighbor's. We were in like fucking another fieldy area where this one guy's like pulling into his driveway, and we're fucking. We're just waiting for this one dude. He just parks his car. He doesn't get out, and Bane's like, "Fuck you, guy." from South Park. You know, Mr. Mackey. He's like, "Guy,
Because drugs are bad. Okay.
let's buy it, guy." You don't remember that?
No, but
He's like,
what's the significance? Why did he say that to that guy?
because
South
we're just
Park's
fucking
funny.
with him.
With some random.
But like he stops and he backs up.
Oh.
We're like, oh shit! So we run to the park, and we're like laying in the field.
on your shit.
Oh,
Thankfully
no.
not.
Okay.
Thankfully
Yeah,
not
yeah,
though.
okay.
But that would have been really funny. But like this guy was circling everywhere to find us.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was like trying to find us for
Thank
the
God you
longest
had your
time.
camo blouse on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I'm surprised we didn't fucking face cam. So anyways, we ran around the park and came back to our house and we were safe for the day. And so recently after that day, someone threw a Molotov cocktail in the back of his parents' car. And it didn't burn the car, it just shattered the back of the window.
Wait, who threw what in whose car?
Bill.
No, not Phil.
Son of a bitch.
That son of a
I
bitch.
remember.
No, but
Bill was like, pills here.
no, but someone threw a fucking a
did
flaming
not
bottle
throw
in the back of
the
his
Molotov
car, shattered the back of his window, and we thought it was that one dude who fucking we said fuck you MK.
So wait,
for the
somebody
longest time.
threw a Molotov cocktail in Bane's car?
Yeah, in the back of his car,
Oh my god.
the back of his parents' car.
Just some random person.
Just some random person. So I don't know.
Isn't
if
that
that's-
like an act of terrorism?
Yeah, no, that's any sort of
I think it's like
explosive.
Did anything
that's-
catch on
arson
fire?
and fucking attempt to murder.
Wait, did anything catch on fire?
No, surprisingly not. It just
That is a felony, though. That's an explosive. That's a felony.
yeah. The Molotov cocktail didn't explode. Just kind of like sizzled out.
Okay.
I don't know how,
What if
but
it was water?
Poorly made.
if
What if it was Gatorade?
what was blue
What if-
Gatorade and
what
red,
if-
Ooh.
red hot?
What if it was yerba mate?
I got that.
I was trying to get that off my foot.
You're trying to get yerba mate off your foot.
Yeah, okay. Continue, Zane. Finish your story.
That's kind of it. But I can like mention the
Where
bill
did Bill
thing.
come?
Wait, wait a minute.
I don't know.
happens to shit?
I think it's
Let's
crimin-
recap. Let's recap.
Okay, I think it's incriminating if I mention the bill part.
Let's just recap though for a second.
So his real name.
You
Yeah.
and your friend Bane, you were fucking around. A high schooler hanging out with a middle schooler, totally fine, peachy keen. You shit in a field because it would be funny.
Yes.
The next day, he tells a guy, "Fuck you, okay," and then someone throws a Molotov cocktail, and then the story ends.
Isn't that a
Dude.
good ending?
it's
Isn't that what everyone
as
wanted
if
to
it was
hear?
written by John Steinbeck. That was amazing. I congratulate you.
By the Berensteins.
The Berenstein Bears.
There's stain.
All right, Zane, you want to go with another story, or you want to throw it over to Will?
I'll throw it over to Will.
Okay, yeah. So I'm from Livermore, California. I grew up. My parents had divorced when I was kind of younger, and so I had kind of 2 homes down there, not too far apart. But for the most part, I lived with my mom, and she had lived in a little court, like a little cul-de-sac. And I was just talking to John about this earlier. There was always something going on.
Sack.
There was always something going on, like out in the street, and you know, a whole lot of kids, everybody getting into trouble in some little way. But I both the house that I'm living at now, which is my grandparents' house that I also grew up in, you know, from here and there visiting, we both had orange trees, and so these stories involve oranges. We would I had these like lacrosse sticks. You know, my friends would come over and we just like hang out in the backyard and do stupid kid shit, you know, throw rocks at like the ground.
Just stupid kids.
Just
The old country life.
charges.
causing a ruckus. And so we decided to pick some oranges off the tree, and like load them up in the lacrosse stick, and we would just huck them like over fences, just as hard as we could. They went over a couple houses, but they ended up either hitting houses or people, or you know, someone's backyard or into someone's pool. And I think in one day we went through like at least 50 oranges just in the general vicinity.
Orange? I thought you
Around.
were throwing rocks.
No, oranges.
Just oranges.
Oranges.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's better than my.
Yeah. And then I remember kind of just like I was you know, afterwards I was inside and there was like a knock at the front door, and my mom answered it, and this guy said, "Oh, are you like, is anybody like throwing oranges like at your house or whatever?" My mom was like, "Well," I was like, I heard it and I immediately was like, "Oh fuck." And so I at the time I had access to my roof because I don't know, I just like to climb shit.
Okay.
And I was like, I gotta get away. I don't want to get like in trouble for this. So I just climbed up on the roof and I hid there and.
You were Balloon Boy. You were just like Balloon Boy.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I was on top of my roof.
Okay.
And I like peeked down in front of the front door and I could see this guy, and like his clothes were just covered in like orange juice and shit. And he was just like a victim of my crime. And so I was hiding up on the roof. And like my mom just like searched everywhere, and my sisters were in on it, and they were trying to find me. And I just started crying up on my roof. And then I eventually had to go back and like scrape off like I came back down and like I told them where I was, and so I had to scrape the orange guts off this guy's house and kind of like his windows, and he was like giving me the talking to the whole time, like, you could have hurt someone, kid, like you could have broken someone's window, like just giving me the
Can you
lowdown.
break a window with an orange?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What?
With
Yeah.
a lacrosse
This
stick? Are you
big.
kidding me?
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
But how far is the house from where you're throwing from?
So
That's-
my it was actually
Break
the
it
next
down.
court over, so I managed to get it over 3 houses into this guy's yard.
Oh, so you're throwing
You had an
far.
arm.
How do you find
Well,
you?
I mean, lacrosse
Yeah,
sticks.
how do you-
Lacrosse
how
sticks.
do
Search the entire neighborhood.
Any of you guys could do this. It wasn't
Oh.
like
Was
I
it
was
like-
younger for sure. I was probably under 10.
Was he like the trajectory of this fucking orange with 3 houses
You could
away?
have hurt someone, kid.
How do
Anyways,
you fucking find you? I'm really curious.
I want to kind of connect a second story
like
because it's the
coming
same
from-
guy.
He's
In my other story, me and this guy, I never learned his name, but I knew he hated me because of this second incident. My friend Dominic and I, he lived across the street from me, and we like the exact same age. His birthday was like a couple days after mine, and we just, I mean, he was my bane. We just went and broke shit. So we you know, we have the classic idea of like, you know, like when you like go across this, like one person's on one side of the street and the other person's on the other side, and you like pretend to pick up like an invisible rope,
Oh,
Yeah.
and like try to stop cars.
Yeah.
Oh, you
So
were
that was
those.
like a full day of doing that.
Oh, boy.
Does anyone think they'd fall for that?
I mean, we had people like, "What are you doing?" And then they'd like drive off.
I feel like
I would speed up. That would
Yeah.
teach a
A
kid.
lot of people did, yeah.
That would teach a kid a lesson.
yeah, and plus like what? Okay,
What's
kids
it
aren't
do?
gonna have like an industrial strength carbon nanotube,
String.
you know, like string that's gonna break your car.
Slice
They're
their
gonna-
car
if,
down
If
the
you
middle.
drive through it, they're gonna have to drop it.
Right.
You can't hold on to it. No matter how
Yeah, it's
fast
just
you
gonna
go.
go.
we'd always
And
be
then
like,
it's funny
oh,
when the kids
like,
like
let
get
go of
dragged
it.
by like cartoon ragdolls.
That would be really
That'd
funny.
be hilarious. You'd make national news. And
You'd
everyone
make
give you
AFV.
And yeah, you get a high
You
five.
make AFV. Yeah.
You'd be a
But,
I was
hero
sad and be like, good job.
in
All
his
right.
grave.
One sec, it's not dead.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know something we
You
don't?
can say that about everybody.
Not the dead people.
Rest in peace, John McCain.
Oh,
Make me
that just happened today, by the way. We're
Pour one
recording
out
this
for
on
the big
the.
man.
when they
Don't
jump
pour that on the
back.
mic.
Our tribute.
Anyway. So,
All right. So after our long day of trying to stop cars to no avail, we went with the classic. Let's ding dong do some neighbors. We didn't have quite like we didn't have a high enough IQ to let's go to farther away.
You didn't want to.
We weren't watching Rick and Morty at that
That's
time.
exactly what I was gonna say.
We were some Dumb and Dumbers.
But yeah, so I don't know. This was after the orange incident, but I don't know why I felt like knocking on that same guy, his door, try to ding dong dish him was a good idea. But we went up and rang his doorbell, and then he was like the third person, but nobody else answered their door. So we rang his doorbell, and then we just booked it. But the thing is you don't want to run too far away because you still want to see their reaction.
Of course.
So you have to hide in a bush and look out and oh, what's he doing? Oh, he's confused.
Or just say hi.
And
Oh yeah, you could definitely do that. We'll have
We
more on that in a moment.
knocking, don't
We should
run.
tell 'em.
You should tell that story.
Yeah.
One story.
All right, and
Oh,
so
Halloween.
Go on, Will.
Okay,
so
sorry, Will,
so
Will.
we ring his doorbell and we start running and I feel in my head I'm like, okay, we have enough time to get to the spot, and as we ring the doorbell we're outside of the view of the door, but I hear it open and immediately, and my first thought is I'm so fucked, he's going to catch us.
I'm going to jail.
And so I don't know how, but we ended up just standing in front of his garage because we were scared. And he comes out and he's like, "Hello? Hello?" And then I heard his footsteps, and I remember my heart was just fuck, oh shit. And he comes out, and I remember seeing him, and he looked at us, and I just remember it was probably longer in my head, but
Yeah.
we just looked at each other, and he was like, "Can't you kids be more productive?" He was like, "Go do something productive."
And then you thought, oh,
And he's
fucking
like,
lucky.
he was like, "Don't make me call the police. Go do something productive." And we were both like, "Okay, all right." And he's like, "Yeah, go weed someone's yard." And then for the rest of the day, we just scratched styrofoam together. And it just the wind was picking up and it just went everywhere.
So he littered is what you're saying.
Yeah. That's the end of my
Let's hope the
story.
statute of limitations doesn't hold on this
Our
one.
attention span just went to scratching styrofoam in the street.
As you do.
Scratching in the street. Oh shit.
Yeah, I vividly remember that day because I remember him being like, "Be productive," and me being like, "Productive."
Nate, do you want to explain what happened last Halloween of 2017?
Oh, should I say, are we talking about the ding dong?
Yes.
Alright. If I remember correctly, because I tried my best to wipe this from my memory, but I'm pretty sure we were just driving around last Halloween, and it was well after trick-or-treating hours.
Oh yeah.
And
And we are not of
And-
trick-or-treating age.
and we were not of trick-or-treating age, that's for sure. And I don't know what got into me. I guess it's because I haven't been trick-or-treating in a few years because of my physical ailments. But anyways, I got the sudden urge to I was like, guys, watch this, and I just get out of the car, and all of you are like, what are you doing? And I just run up to this random person's house. I ring the doorbell, and I turn to walk away, and it's as if they were just standing right in front
At
of
the
the
door.
Just opened it immediately, and I turned around to run back to the car, and Andrew was driving, and he just sped off.
You're just embellishing the entire.
You drove.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
don't think that's what
didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, you're a liar.
No, you
Okay.
drove away.
No. No.
I think Ryan was driving. Wasn't
No.
Ryan driving?
Okay,
I remember-
I tell a story because Nate doesn't even know what happened.
I remember chasing
Okay.
the car.
No, you didn't. So this is what happened. Let me tell it the right way. So cut all what Nate just said because
Why are you being such an asshole
because
about
you're.
it?
Alright, so,
That's his story, though.
Yeah.
I was there too.
So was John.
Tell your actual story that you were saying. Did you have a story?
Well, no,
Yeah.
no, explain
Okay.
it real fast.
Okay,
Let's
because what
finish.
actually happened was that you went to. There was this one house that had like. Remember, it had like this orange inflatable door.
Yeah,
and we walked
for
through
Halloween.
it, and there was like I think there was candy at like the porch, but you just rang the doorbell and you said run, run, run. You like yelled
Yeah, you
run,
did
and
yell
so we all
something.
ran, and then we drove away, and then we went to another house, and only you got out of the car, and everybody else stayed in the car because you were like, I'm gonna ding dong ditch this house, and I was like, Nate, don't ding dong ditch the house, and you're like, I'm gonna do it. I can only be this reckless once a year. You said something legally. Yeah.
This is my one shot.
This is my one shot of being a kid. And so
Don't ruin this for me.
you go up to the door and you ring it and you start to run back, but the guy was just right fucking at the door. So he opens it. He opens the door and I just start dying laughing. And I just can't stop. And Nate gets in the front seat and he just yells, "Drive!"
Oh yeah, no, that is what happened.
Calm
You
down.
didn't drive away without me. I got in the car and I was screaming, "Drive!" and you would not move.
And I just didn't drive.
You would not move, and this guy is just looking at us.
He's just standing at the porch watching me laugh at like, my ass off and Nate yelling with the window open, "Drive!" And I was petrified. I couldn't believe he was right there.
What do you think was going through? Was he say anything, or was he just
Go
like?
on,
He was probably just like, "Come on."
Dan.
I got candy.
Only 3 of them have razor blades. Take me a bit.
How fast were you running away? Were you like?
I was like, just like a,
as fast as a broken hit boy can
yeah,
go.
exactly.
Wait, I think I might have missed it. Were you on crutches?
No,
I was off
That
crutches.
would've been
I
so
was off
much
crutches
better.
at that point, but I was still like,
You're more hopper than you are now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Walker.
my muscles and
Walker.
bones were definitely weaker.
Yeah.
So when I was running away, I imagined him just seeing me just like limp away, just really fast.
What if he ran after you?
That would be so
And just
scary.
went, "Listen here, take this nutter butter. Eat it.
don't like
God, eat a Twix."
It's unwrapped.
I don't like coconut.
Nate, did you want to tell your childhood story?
Sure.
Oh,
So-
2 stories.
Yeah. So as a kid, or well, between the ages of I'd say 9 and 13, almost every year I went to Sayulita, Mexico, to visit my friend Nico and his family, because like my parents are friends with his parents, and we knew each other through that, and we became really close. And so I remember probably the second time I was there, I was about 11 years old, and so was Nico. And I remember we went to the beach that day because he lives like right on the beach. It's a really nice area, not like resort wise, but it's like a little town on the beach. It was really cool.
Yeah.
And so we were coming back from the beach, and it was like nighttime, and we're just walking back to his like condo, because he's also pretty well off. And as we were walking back, like in this like jungled like street, we hear like the noise of like bikes coming towards us.
Yeah.
And then like this gang of like bikers were like came towards us and just started circling us.
Bikers like motorcycles?
No,
or like...
bikers as in like little
Bikes.
low BMX. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
And they just started like circling us.
And you're in Mexico, so you know it's serious.
Yeah, and they just started circling us and making noises like I, you know, and
hyenas.
yeah, like I, no, there was like half was making like high pitched like I, and then the other half was like
What the fuck?
and they were like circling us, and I was like
Jesus.
pretty scared.
Yeah.
And then we like ran into like his complex, and they were like still outside.
Yeah.
And then we like looked down, and and our parents are there, and they're like, "Oh, what's going on?" And we're like, "Oh, nothing." And we're still kind of frazzled, and we go back in his room, and we look out the window, and they're still there. And then me and Nico are like, "Man, like, what do they want?"
How old are these guys?
Like 15, 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're just wanting a quarter.
They're a few years older than us, and so me and Nico were just sitting in his room, like playing Xbox, and we're like, "Oh, those guys are still here." And then Nico like looks at me and he's like, "I have an idea." And Nico had an entire stash under his bed of airsoft guns.
Oh.
So,
Oh my god.
So, and he's like, "Put this on." And he holds up like a bandana.
He holds up a blouse.
A camo blouse. A camo blouse.
He's pronounced candy.
No, he holds up like a bandana, and he also had one of those jackets where you zip it up like all the way to the top, and it had like one of those monster faces. So he puts that on. I put on the bandana.
Cool.
We get some like clear like guns, and we just
Were they spraying or gas?
They were spraying.
Okay.
Actually, I don't.
They're
were-
gas. You guys are insane.
That would have been too far. But we walked out because they were still there, and we were like, "Ah, la, 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 la," and we were like shooting the guns. I don't think they were loaded, but it still made the noise. We were shooting them in the air, and then it like scared the bikers away, and then. And then we felt like so accomplished about ourselves. It was like justice, like and like as an 11-year-old
frontier
boy,
justice.
as an 11-year-old boy, I didn't really feel that often, you know.
Sure.
It was like epic karma, instant justice compilation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was everything I watched on YouTube, and then we like went back inside.
Citizens.
We went back inside, and our parents were just there, and they like look at us. And we're still like in full like we're like dressed up and we have our gear, and we both had like a gun in each hand, and like, what were you guys doing, like shouting like that? And then we were like, we just scared some hoodlums away, and and then I got a talk. I got a. It wasn't a bad talk. It was a little talk.
Was it a come to Jesus meeting?
No, it was a talk where it's like, son, next time you gotta take the high road, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that bad. But it's just like looking back, I realized like, wow, that was like pretty dumb because that could have ended a number of ways.
Yeah.
If you think about my location, who I was confronting, what I was armed with. But yeah, that's one thing where I look back and I'm like, maybe that wasn't the smartest thing.
Yeah.
And I probably wouldn't do it again.
Yeah.
If I was, maybe if it was like real guns. But not like airsoft guns that didn't have anything in them.
Okay, so I did a lot of like, you know, I've never done anything extremely bad. I've done a lot of mildly bad things. One story that I wasn't going to tell that I was reminded when Will was talking about throwing oranges and hitting the neighbor's house. So when I was doing tennis lessons, when I was...
You took tennis lessons?
Oh
did.
yeah, me and Andrew both did tennis.
Yeah, we did
lessons.
tennis together, huh?
And we went to Jack in the Box every time.
Yeah. So I had a racket, and I had a backyard, and I was like, I'm gonna hit stuff with my racket.
You were like
As you
8
do.
at that time
Yeah,
too.
I was 8. So I found rocks from my backyard, like little rocks and pebbles.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would just throw the rock in the air and hit it as hard as I goddamn could up my hill. And so I'm 8, so I'm not that strong, but like some of them I'll get a hold of and it'll go. So the way my house works is I have this backyard, and in my backyard there's a large hill, and then there's a very nice like
Nice.
like, it's
Nice.
like a mansion. It might as well be a mansion over my house. Like I'm in a suburban neighborhood, and they're all really regular, normal houses, and then right above me is like a mansion
Above the
and that-
riffraff.
Yeah. So, and they literally like they can look down and see my house, which is kind of weird. But so
They look down on you.
fucking 1%. All right,
You're the peasant in this
so I'm
one.
hitting rocks literally into their driveway of their house, and then some of them I would like sometimes I'd go to the other side of my house and hit it like so their house is basically hitting east. if I went to the south side of my house, and I'd hit him north, and that would go to my neighbor's yard.
Yeah.
So one day my neighbor comes over and says, "Hey, a rock through my window," and so I literally hit a rock through Rod's window.
Did you
Rod?
Yeah, I hit it through his
Oh.
window.
No. Did
Yeah.
you not hear
Rod
it
is
blast?
this really sweet man who lives
Or you hit it
on
really
Andrew
far.
Street.
You must have hit really far.
Yeah, I hit it like to the neighbor's house,
Oh man.
and it went through his window.
Oh.
And so
Rod is like the sweetest old man.
Rod, he's got this beautiful little dog.
He's got a
He's
little
just
pup.
very, very nice man.
very nice, sweet old
I
man.
feel bad that you
So
did
what happened,
that.
Andrew?
So we had to pay for that, and I got a talking to. And I just never did it again. It wasn't like they weren't that mad at me because I didn't know what I was doing.
Sure.
I didn't know that I was hitting them. Like
Into-
it wasn't meant to hurt anyone. It was just me going, I'm hitting something because I like baseball.
Yeah.
And so I'm playing it like baseball.
Yeah.
And then what else have I done? I can't think of things like that I did that were terrible.
You're pretty wholesome. guy.
Oh, well, is this terrible? I cheated on a final.
Whoa.
When?
Wait, what subject?
Math.
In
Yeah,
high school?
I
Yeah, in
respect
high
you.
school.
Oh.
Wait,
I-
what grade?
11th.
Wait,
Whoa.
what semester?
First.
Wait,
What?
teacher?
King.
Wait, so
Yeah.
how did you cheat?
So, I'd like to say, so the most cheating I ever did in high school really was like,
On your girl.
Up until this point.
Slap me some skin.
okay, so, like, I would cheat all the time in Spanish. Like, because I was like, this is bullshit. I'm just going to go on Google Translate underneath my desk and type in the word.
Ugh.
And so that's what I used to do.
Ugh.
Or, what, you don't like that?
Ugh.
And also, I would have my textbook open beneath me, and I just opened to the page. And
Oh, you little slide dog.
so I
How do
used
you, who was your teacher?
to Unzueta, both times.
That's crazy. I
Man.
get caught.
So
Sand cheese.
I've never been caught cheating. I don't think so. But that's like the most I ever did in high school. Okay, so I went into the final of my math test failing the class, right? And so I studied pretty hard for this test, and I was ready to take it. And I got in, and it's, let's say, 80 questions, and I'm about 60 questions done. And I'm feeling pretty confident. And JJ, so in that class, I would say I was the funny man, and so I had a lot of people in the class liked me.
Yeah.
Because I was funny. And JJ and I will never hang out ever. Never would have hung out.
Yeah.
But I think he respected me or he liked me, right? Because I was funny. And I'm doing the test, and I see somebody throw a piece of paper at me, and I'm like, okay. And so then I just keep doing my test, and then JJ goes, Andrew. And I'm like, what? And he goes, open it. And I'm like, what? And so he's like, open the paper. And I'm like, why? And I don't, but like, I pick up the paper and I open it.
Sure.
Oh,
And it's just,
the answer
it's
key?
just letters.
Or at the answer key.
It's just letters with numbers next to them.
So you
And
wanna
You
you
gave me
nudged
the whole
him.
fucking test.
And
You
it's-
nudged him and you're like,
and
JJ, what is this?
I literally said,
Is this
I
code?
literally looked at it and I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, at that moment, I thought,
You make
am
the
I
decision.
really going to use this
Yeah,
right
you
now?
make the decision
like,
right there.
like it was like a feeling of like, is it worth risking doing this?
Yeah.
And then after about like a minute of fighting with it, I was like, yeah, I gotta do this. And so I took it and I erased. Well, no, I didn't erase anything. I looked over and I corrected everything. And out of the 60 questions I answered, probably 45 of them were wrong.
Oh.
So, because I suck at math, I'm really bad at math.
Right.
And
Yeah.
did I study?
Early.
I'm saying I studied hard, but I don't know what studied hard is for me, like for someone that sucks so bad at math.
right.
Yeah.
Right. So
You gotta
I
start
erased most of them, and I get a few wrong on purpose. So
Sure. Smart.
because
That's not to risk
Miss
suspicion.
King knows I'm failing. Like she knows how bad I am.
Yeah.
And so I do everything and I turn it in, and to this day is one of the guiltiest moments of my entire life.
Wow.
Yep.
When I turn it into Miss King, who Miss King I cannot praise enough of just being such a sweet teacher to
Same
me.
here. Yeah.
Because like she's full of kind and goodness if you reciprocate it to her.
Yeah.
And I feel like, and she's one of those teachers that I feel like you get out of her what you give. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're really crappy people, she's not gonna be too excited to see you. But if like every day I went to class, even though I hated math, I tried to like be funny and make everyone laugh, and I guess she liked that about me.
Yeah.
So when I went up to her and she put it in that little the grater with the light or whatever,
Yeah.
and it came back 93%.
Oh.
She went, Andrew, you got an A, and I was like, I did. And I'm like, yay! And she's like, how did you do it? I'm so proud
I
of you.
studied really hard.
And I just went, I studied really hard, and I'm really excited. And she's like, Andrew, I'm so proud of you. You know, you might pass the class now. Like, she like under her breath, so not everybody heard that because she's nice. And like, I just
Did you pass the class?
I passed. I got a D that semester, which was enough to pass.
Right.
So I don't know. Like, even talking about it now makes me feel like, oh, she's so. I feel bad.
And you did it to her.
Yeah, like, oh my god. But
I guess
in hindsight, I'm glad that I did it because I don't know if I would have passed high school if I didn't do
your
it.
GPA would have been like screwed. Right? Yeah, and you have to take another math class because you would have failed it.
So, was it worth it? Yes. Do I feel guilty about it? Yes. Do I have many bad stories about things I did when I was little? No.
It was like putting down Old Yeller.
What?
Except my math.
Was it
test.
worth it?
Was it worth it?
Yes.
because it had rabies.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have two brief bad things that I did. Number one, there was a girl in my my complex that I lived in. We lived in like a little gated apartment complex kind of thing, and her name was Mina, and I think she was about a year older than I was at the time, and this was before kindergarten, so I must have been like 4. So we were out playing, and I was supposed to be back at like 5, I think. And it's summertime, so the sun doesn't set till later in the day. And so we're playing, and I don't know who gets the bright idea. I'd like to say it was me, but I don't know if I was the brains on this. But one of us decides, hey, we should go to Chuck E. Cheese. We're like, yeah. We're like, do we know where Chuck E. Cheese is? We're like, no, but if we just walk outside of the complex, like, we'll totally find it. We're like, okay. So we walked through the neighborhood. There was only like a little portion of the neighborhood that I knew, because I never really ventured out. There was like an imaginary border, an imaginary line,
Right.
Where, you know, the no man's land, and obviously we crossed into no man's land.
It's like when you're in a video game and you try to walk into like the field, but there's the invisible
wall,
so
yeah.
You just keep walking.
It's just like continuous walk
In
animation.
Yeah.
No, so we walk, and we were gone for maybe like, maybe 40 minutes. And then finally we turned back because we got lost and we couldn't find our way to Chuck E. Cheese. And so we walked back and we crossed the invisible line, and all of a sudden we just see a line of our family and friends like walking towards us. And like my friend Gabriel is like, oh my god, like we thought you were like gone and freaking out. And we're like, what? And my mom was so upset, like, because, you know, we went missing. You know, we were gone for a while, so there was a big, you know, effort to search. So we, you know, that was it. I got in some trouble. I was grounded for a while.
You are grounded.
And my other story is same neighborhood, about the same age. This was the last time I ever got grounded, I think. I stole money.
I just turned 20.
Yeah, yeah, I just turned 20. No, I stole money out of my mom's purse.
Ooh.
No.
And I went to my friend Antonio, I think, and I bought a bunch of bootleg Yu-Gi-Oh cards from him.
Bootleg?
How old
Bootleg
were you?
Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
How old
This
were you?
was like 4 or 5.
Were they like the shiny ones or?
Yeah, like, you know what I mean, like the like super rare, but, you know, obviously.
I was
you know,
really
fine.
offended when someone said those are fake. I was like,
the last-
yo, that's my blue.
I bought them at the swap meet.
Well, you're telling me you never got grounded past age 4 or 5?
I was a good fucking kid.
Whoa.
You know, I mean, you know, granted, I'm sure there's plenty of instances where I've, you know, done something, but I never warranted a grounding. So
Right.
it was just that last time. But I have this memory of because I hadn't really been grounded that much by then. So I'm sitting in my room and my mom closes the door and she's really upset with me because I stole money. Like,
How
that's
did
a
they
big
find
deal.
out you stole money?
I think I told them.
Mom, I fucking murked you.
Yeah, I was like, Mom,
couldn't think of something
I
funny.
did
My
take
bad.
money out of your purse, but I got this blue eyes white dragon.
Yeah.
We're gonna be rich. No, so I'm sitting in my room and I'm like, well, I'm grounded, so I should make the best of this. So I break out my Legos and I start playing with them and I'm doing all sorts of voices and stuff. And then my mom comes in and she's like, you're not supposed to play with toys, right? And I was like, huh? And she's like, you're grounded. You can't play with toys. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I put them away and then she closes the door and then I just lay in bed. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? And I'm just laying there and I'm like, this sucks. I hate this. And I'm just marinating in my hatred of being grounded. And then I have this fantasy. The thing that kept me going in the cell was I had these fantasies that my parents are going to be sitting in the living room, and then all of a sudden there'd be like a huge the wall would blow up, and then the kids next door would come in, and then they would be like, we're taking your son, and they would take me, and then I would go to like the tree house, and then I would be a Kids Next Door member, and that was pretty much it.
Did it ever happen?
I'm not at the liberty to disclose that information.
Oh my god, it happened.
Because you're an
everybody.
adult, so
Hey John, did you meet number one?
Wait, you aged out?
What's
I aged
the
out.
voice that one of you guys does?
Oh, for the kids next door.
Yeah, we have a skit, we have a bit that we've been doing for the past 2 years.
How does it go? It goes number one, and then what was the other one?
Number 2 is like Hoagie. He's like number 2, just doesn't really
Number
matter.
2, and then number 3, and then number 4, and then everyone's favorite character.
I remember we were at Jordan's house. We were at Jordan's house the night that we made this up. We were at Jordan's house, and Ryan and I think Jordan was sitting in between us, and Ryan and I we started slapping each other and hitting each other. And we kept I kept saying Nigel Uno, and slap hitting each other. And then Zane came in and he just went number 5, and that just became our ongoing joke.
Oh, exactly what she sounds like.
Yeah.
This sounds like she smoked a bunch of cigarettes.
Sounds like you're gonna throw up.
Oh, my tummy hurts.
Wait, how do you do it?
Oh, you just you squeeze the back of your neck really intensely. You just go.
I don't know what. Is that what he sounded like, or she?
It's she.
No, she didn't sound like that.
She
She's
definitely had
a
a raspy
famous
voice.
voice actress. I forget her name, but she's a seasoned voice.
Green, right? Green?
What?
What color?
She had a red cap and a
blue sweater.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's like blue sweater with a.
And her dad sounded like Mr. Cosby.
Which one's number 5?
Oh yeah.
The
black
black
one?
the black chick with the red hat.
Right.
Did sound like Mr. Cosby.
Oh yeah.
Or the old
Is that how you do it?
Yeah, it's.
You gotta
I think we found the title of the episode.
Number 5. Wait, is this the
It's number
5th?
5.
Oh yeah, it
It's
is.
number 5.
Oh, perfect.
This should be the cold open. Is everyone saying that? into
Wait,
the mic?
John, what was the episode about the flavored ice cream?
The 4th flavor.
Wait.
Where they put the sprinkles on it.
Yeah, Jimmy's. Yeah, there was a whole episode where there was the
He's like,
3.
you put sprinkles on it.
Yeah.
You know what sprinkle on the ice cream? That's the flavor.
Were you guys ever weird with your first brush? Did you ever do
Oh, I have
stuff
some fucking stories. 3 years of my life spent literally chasing girls on the playground and calling them like. I remember one I called like my sweet buttercup.
Oh.
And it was so fun.
I'm gonna lick your feet.
No, but I mean like
Your eyes look like blueberries.
I know. That's fucked up. Right?
I think I can beat
That's
one.
creepy as shit. But in first grade.
Right, you gotta take that into account.
I had this whole like thing where I thought that I saw like All Grown Up or something. You know the Rugrats reboot thing.
All with you.
Yeah, exactly. I saw that and then I was like,
Well, if you're in school, you have to have a girlfriend.
so like I would just pick one every year for like 3 or 4 years.
Do you want
I
my
would
fuck girlfriend?
No, I would pick one girl, and it's like I wouldn't know a thing about her, but I'd be like, okay, like you're gonna be my girlfriend, and then like I'd chase them, and they'd be like, no, I don't, like no, like they'd run away from me, and I would just start crying, and like Valentine's Day was the worst because I would always be like, you're supposed to get like the go to the 99-cent store and you get the cheapy
Right.
Valentine's Day cards or whatever. And
Beer.
yeah,
You get her a beer.
Beer.
no,
You like Modelo?
but I'd always make like a special card out of like construction paper and be like,
Do you want to be my Valentine?
and then they would of course say no, and I would cry all the way home on the ride home.
man.
Like I'm not kidding. Like it was fucking rough.
Your heart was wrenched out. Mine was slowly wrenched out within 5 or 6. No, fucking 7 years of just chasing after one girl.
When?
This was starting in first grade, like around.
So like mid-middle
Is it the
school.
one I'm thinking of?
You shouldn't have
Should
given
I
her
even mention the name?
Starts with a C.
Yes, and ends
Yeah.
with a T.
No, what?
The last name.
Oh, I don't know the last name.
Well, so C-T.
I don't know the last name.
Well, there were like 2 of them.
Just spell it out, the whole thing. Into the mic.
Just say the name. They're not gonna watch.
True. Anyways, it was like her name was Claire Taylor. Do you remember?
Yeah, I know Claire.
And
I don't know her, but I know who she
Claire.
is. I can see the picture in my head.
I don't know why, and I don't know why I thought she was like the prettiest girl I've ever seen, but like
the whole yard.
But I swear to God, I built up an obsession. It was bad.
Like Helga from Hey Arnold, where you have like the little
Like-
shrine.
No, not shrines, but like I would like watch TV and be like, okay, this is what a relationship's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like fucking Naruto kind of cringe. She loves me, but she doesn't know it. But no, I feel so bad. Claire, if you're listening to this, I'm so sorry.
And this was now our thing. Like she knew that you were.
I mean,
Didn't
obviously,
you eventually get her?
no.
No, I thought you did.
I tried to. It was like,
Claire, I like you.
okay, first
Did you
grade.
tell me that you got her, but you lied? Or no?
I think I
Because it was
did.
5th grade, then it's not a big deal.
No
I
one-
think you did tell me that.
What do you
No.
mean that's not a big deal? That's huge. He lied to his friend.
We were graduating 5th grade and we took a picture together.
Yeah,
Remember
that
that?
makes you boyfriend girlfriend.
I legit thought that in my mind. I'm like,
In some cultures, that means you're married.
oh my god. And
It's 5th grade. It's whatever.
yeah, so like I think in like 6th grade, I asked her to the school dance, and it was like the hardest thing I ever had to do.
Yeah.
I was sweating. I smelled bad. There was Axe body spray everywhere.
So nothing's changed.
Nothing's really changed.
Yeah.
Except for fidget spinners, but anyways, like, and then later on, because I just got my first cell phone, I was like 10 or something, so like, I would like make,
Motorola.
and I would call her, and she's like, please don't call me. I'm like,
No,
just, let's just
How did you
text.
get her number?
Let's text. I'm like, okay, so I texted her, and it was hard to text because beep beep beep, A,
Right.
beep 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 beep, and.
You would only press the button once to get A. You fucking.
Okay, you know what I'm
stupid.
talking about, asshole. When I asked her out, it took a lot of courage. I was very nervous.
Sorry.
Jesus
Sorry.
Christ.
Sorry.
Quick
Asking
touching
out a
on his
female the
leg.
first time is
Just grab the
always
inner- my
the
inner
most
thigh.
like painful thing,
Like I,
especially when you built up to it.
I feel like I lose my my manhood in a way.
Mhm.
Like I feel like I'm broken. There's no way I can tell her this. Like you're just talking to another person. Like it's easy now,
Yeah.
in a sense. But like after I asked her out, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll go," because she is completely creeped out by me. I know this. I've had 7 years, I said, of just complete brainwashing myself that she likes me, and that I like her. It's meant to be, but then later on, she texted me. She's like, "Yeah, I actually was asked out by another guy before you."
Oh.
And I went to the fucking middle school dance, and they were playing "You're a Jerk, You're a Jerk."
I know, you're a jerk.
And
I know.
In my mind, I thought, you know what? This is my time as a free man. And I did the fucking jerk so fucking fast. I was like water. I was fluid. I was having my hand in the air. I was taking off my blouse, and I was fucking going crazy, and my friends are like, "Whoa, dude, you better slow down." I'm like, "Hell no, I'm fucking single and just ready to mingle." Middle school me was a treat. Was a sight to behold, and I was jerking it like no one, no one ever could.
That part's gonna get cut.
What's wrong with middle schoolers jerking it?
You were jerking on the middle school dance floor?
It's an
That was
expression.
my entire 8th grade dance. Oh my god.
Just jerking it on the 8th grade dance.
I know. You're a jerk. You're a jerk.
I know.
You're a jerk. You're a jerk.
No boy.
You're a jerk. You're a jerk.
No boy.
You're a jerk.
My first crush, we would email, and I had no, I was pretty technologically inept for until I had the sleepover at my friend's house, and he lived in a huge house in San Clemente, and it was only he only invited five dudes.
There was 3 bathrooms.
There was at least 3. All right, there was 4 because he had a jacuzzi. But anyways,
How many showers? We're talking 6.
We're talking 6.
Jacuzzi.
The pool was 8.
But anyways, I was hanging out with these guys, and they were all talking to girls over their little iPod touches, and I was just sitting there, and I was pretty awkward as a child. But I was still considered the funny kid. But I feel like my humor has changed in the sense that I used to be funny just because I was weird.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still kind of weird, but that's not the centrifugal force of my sense of humor. So, but back then, I was just known as the funny kid because I was weird.
Yeah.
LOL random.
Yeah, I was so random, and so
That was a show!
It was
Sorry.
what?
That was a show.
What?
So random.
On Disney?
With Demi.
Demi was that?
Heroin
time.
Anyways, I was talking to my friends, and they're like, "Nate, do you have an email?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Dude, we'll set you up." So I'm like, "Okay."
Yahoo.
And they set me up.
Is it free?
Yeah, is it free? So I have to use my mom's credit card. and so I set it up, and they all tell me Nate, you should email Dominica, and because I'm just gonna use her name because everyone at my elementary school know that I had the
You
biggest,
loved the Dominican Republic.
that, and also this girl, it was her name,
Yeah.
and I liked her, and I liked her since first grade. It was first grade to 5th grade, and this birthday party was happening at 3rd grade, so they set up my email, and they're like, "Dude, Nate, you should totally email her." So I did. Mm-hmm. I said hi, and then she emailed back, and it was 10 guys over my head,
Yeah.
telling me what to say. They're like, "Oh my god, just say what's up, then put colon,
P.
parentheses." Yeah, colon P.
And this will get all the ladies.
Yeah, and I remember getting in fights with some of my friends.
Yeah.
Because some of my friends liked her too. One of my best friends named Alon. He was everyone I think everyone knew that Dominica liked me too, except me. I had no idea, and whenever someone said it, I was just in denial. I'm like, that's impossible.
Yeah.
You know, and my friend Alon, apparently he talked to her sometimes, and he knew that she liked me, and he was like, "Nate, and he used the F word, and this is 3rd grade, mind you. and he said, Nate, I fucking hate you sometimes. And I'm like, what? Okay, first of all, this is my best.
parents are downstairs.
Yeah, parents are asleep. You don't want to wake them up with that word.
Yeah.
And second of all, like, what? Why are you attacking me? I'm not even doing anything. And he's just like, I hate you sometimes because I like Dominica and she likes you. And I was like, oh my god. And I had such like a mixed, I had such a mixed feelings because I'm like,
Should I do this?
I don't want you to hate me, but then she does, you know? And then, like, my friend Carlos stood up for me, and he's like, dude, Alon, just lay off, because Nate has nothing to do with this. He's just sitting in the corner saying random stuff all the time, making everyone laugh because he said pancakes at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah. So,
Would you actually talk like that?
like what?
Like, it's a silent room and you just go, Nutter butter.
No, I wasn't
My
that
friends
random.
would whisper like pee-pee really loud, like at 3 a.m.
No, it wasn't like that. But that was definitely my first crush was her. And I found out like after BAMS has a very like
BAMS was the middle school.
Yeah.
that Nate
BAMS's?
and I went to.
yeah, it was a middle school that we went to, and at this school it's a pretty small population. So like the hierarchy of like the classes of students of like popular group, like middle class, and then like weird kids.
Yeah.
They were very defined.
Oh yeah.
Like they were
There was a
very
thick fucking
very
like,
thick borders.
line.
Yeah. So, and I was kind of like this kid that like everyone kind of knew me, but I like didn't really hang out with like a friend group, and it's still kind of like that to this day. Like I don't know, I never settled down, you know.
Yeah.
And
Have a family.
and yeah, I don't know where was I going with this.
Did you ever
Oh, wait,
make it with Dominica?
Oh yeah, no, like we were emailing, and she said like she liked me, and that she wanted to like get like be with me.
You?
Like me.
Oh,
Yeah.
like?
No, just like.
Okay.
And then she said that to me, and I was like, oh, that's so hype. But then I was like, wait a second, I'm not ready for a committed relationship.
I'm not ready to settle down.
Yeah, I'm not. I
Yeah.
can't settle down. I'm only 8. So I
can't move
I
out now.
I emailed her, and I'm pretty sure I said this. I said like, can we wait till 8th grade? P.
Oh
And
my
then-
god.
And she's like, and then she was like, oh, I mean, we could just like, we don't have to like act like we're together. I just want to like be able to say it. And she was just like making up all this excuses. And
Yeah.
Destroyed her.
I
You
felt
know that,
so
right?
bad.
Her self-esteem went.
And I was so looking forward to like 8th grade, like finally saying like we're adults,
Yeah.
so we can like do this.
Just riding that fucking wave of like, okay, here it comes.
Exactly.
I'm in 5th grade. I'm in 6th grade.
Those like defined like classes, that hierarchy just completely ruined it because
Where did she go?
She was absorbed in the popular group,
Uh-huh.
and it was just like, it's not like they like treated me bad. They're definitely douchebags, but it's just like her personality just completely, you know.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
just
Is
like,
it?
she's-
Is that her real name?
yeah.
Oh, so it's not who I'm thinking of.
No,
Okay.
that's her real
Did it
name.
feel good
Can we wait till
It
marriage?
was really good.
to crush a woman's spirit?
It felt.
the
I
age-
cried.
at the age of 6.
I'm pretty sure I cried, but it wasn't even like her. It's not even like that she became a bad person. Like I still liked her, but I feel like I just got really angry with her
Yeah.
subconsciously because she lost interest in me after I turned her down like 2 years earlier. So, yeah, and then she like started hanging out with the athletes, and I was like,
jocks.
the
I
jobs,
play soccer,
The
but
guy-
it's club.
the guys that did the breaker try in less than 6 minutes.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like this girl named Emily Conway, and I knew her as Emily, and everybody this was in 5th grade, maybe 4th, everybody referred to her as Conway, and in my head, Emily and Conway were 2 completely different people. So I like this girl named Emily, and I have the image of her, and I know what she looks like, and people would always be like, "Did you talk to Conway?" And I'm like, who the fuck is Conway? Like, I don't know who you're talking about. And then she came up to me and she's like, I don't remember like the relationship or how any of it really worked.
Yeah.
But I know at one point she's like, I need you to pretend to be my boyfriend for a week. And that led into like, okay, now you can actually be my boyfriend.
Ooh.
And I was like, whoa. Like she
Whoa.
was trying me out. But
You were a slut.
my reason for my breakup was because I didn't know her fucking last name. And she was like, my last name's Conway. And I had this moment where I was sitting in the class and it was like perfect, like cinematic, like the world behind you just went, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, you're the same person. But everyone's like, Will, did you talk to Conway? And I'm like, I don't like Conway. And they're like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know who Conway is. And they're like, oh. I'm like, I like Emily. And they're like, what? And it was just a big fiasco. So I figured it out. And
Okay, who's gonna be the one that makes a joke?
Good joke.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty.
I see the sparkling little diamond on your hand.
In first grade, there was this girl. It's not. So I did first grade twice. So I started school early.
fucking stupid.
Yeah.
First grade, the
Stupid,
revenge.
everybody. High five all around. All around. All around. All around. All around. Yeah. That was it. All right. So.
I got you, brother.
Okay, so I started school early, so I was a year ahead of everybody, and I wasn't very good at reading, so I did it twice, and that's where I met Zane in first grade. So, but my first year of first grade, there was this girl named Ava, and Ava was super pretty, and I thought that she was really pretty. And back in those days, Andrew was like beauty pageant Andrew, so Andrew was a hot commodity.
Andrew
Yeah.
was like
Andrew had a full head of
chubby
hair.
cheek, still thick eyebrow.
Yeah, and a full head of hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah,
And
I used to be before the Persian took over. I was a pretty cute kid. So I used to talk to a lot of girls in first grade.
Who?
And it was rumored that Ava liked me, but I was like, oh shit, like I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to like ask her or anything. But once my birthday week came around,
What birthday was this?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Like my 5th or 6th birthday is like first grade, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so once that week came around, Ava, like, all she wanted to do was sit next to me at lunch. And I remember, like...
She likes older guys.
It's true.
No, I was younger than her.
Oh, she
Because-
likes younger guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it was my first year, so I was younger than everybody else. Because I started early.
Yeah.
So I remember, like, I don't know why. Maybe this was just, like, the way it was at Ambule. But, like, I got to choose who gets to sit next to me during my birthday week. So, like, everyone was like, Andrew, can I sit next to you? Because it's your birthday. I don't know. Like, that was how it was with everybody.
Huh.
And so I would, like, I'd stick my finger out and I'd spin in a circle to choose who gets to sit next to me. And I'd purposely land on Ava so that Ava could sit next to me. And so me and Ava are sitting next to each other and we're getting all comfortable. And then I'm like,
How comfortable?
like
As comfortable as if
Like cardigans coming off.
like
zip up
I
binder.
have to put the sleeves up on my blouse.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, but
Ammo
like,
backpack
we're
off.
we're talking. And I'm like, Ava, I got a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. Are you coming? And she's like, oh yeah, of course I'll come to your birthday party. And so a couple days later on my birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. A lot of people from my class are there, and Ava's there. And I remember Ava's always sitting next to me, and I literally like go to play games, and Ava's just following me everywhere. Like
Even in the ball pit?
like we would go on the slide like up there, and Ava followed me. And then when I went down, and Ava followed, and we sat down, and I'm sitting next to her, and we're just like sitting there, and then she puts her hand on my hand and she says, "You're my boyfriend,"
Without even asking you.
without asking.
She
No
didn't even-
consent?
No consent.
And she just put
I'm
her hand on
claiming you,
yours.
you
Yes.
motherfucker.
You can still call right now. It's
Okay.
okay.
So the rest, I don't remember the rest of the details, but I was like, wow, this is amazing. So the rest of the day happens, then it's the weekend, and I go back to school on Monday, and it was like she didn't fucking know me.
What?
Because my birthday week was
bitch.
over.
Just for your birthday.
It was just for my birthday.
She's like, this is your present. And that's it.
That was it. It didn't even hurt me because I don't remember ever feeling bad about it. It was like a consensual one birthday week stand of 5-year-olds.
Wow.
Because I remember just feeling like I didn't feel bad about it, but then I'm just like looking back on it, like, wow, how weird is that happened, and then it was just not spoken about. Yeah. And then also I got held back, so she went to 2nd grade, and then I was in 1st grade still. And it just wasn't meant to be.
Maybe she just wanted to be with you for half your presents.
Fucking bitch.
In the divorce, or the non-disclosed breakup.
That was that paperwork my mom didn't let me see. Yeah, so that was the first crush. Ava, wherever you are, that was hype.
For a week.
Call
Yeah.
me. My phone number's 949.
You guys never really said you broke up.
Oh my god.
That's true.
You're still together.
Holy shit.
Yo! Wait,
You've been together for
15 years? Going strong.
I don't even have to talk to her. That's how much I trust her.
Well, guys, I think that about wraps it up for this episode of your SuScast. My name is John.
I'm Will.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Zane.
I'm Nate.
And this has been your SuScast episode number 5.
Alright, so this is Booyah. There once was a falcon named Stephen.
Yay!
He had glaucoma.
But he gave really good speeches at birthday parties.
Yay!
In Spanish.
But they had Rosetta Stone.
Yay!
But Rosetta Stone was a type of drug.
But it was fentanyl.
Hey.
But no Modelo time.
He had a cool pair of shoes.
Hey. But they were Vans.
Cool Vans.
Yay.